Alright, I want to do a video here on Bed Bath and Beyond. Took a big hit on Tuesday, down over 20%, I believe, by the end of the day, or after hours, excuse me, but down over 20%, closing the next day. It had a nice little rally after hitting these lows down here around $11 a share, but overall, over the course of this week, lots of money has been lost for the shareholders that are holding Bed Bath and Beyond. And I just want to pull up this little article here, and it's the CEO basically talking about the big reason for the decline was the CEO coming out and saying that through the first 2 months of Q4 or the fourth quarter, they have seen their sales decline by a shade over 5%. It is kind of all of this verbiage here is basically stating that their business has been, it's been slow and tough to get going. A lot of this is mainly due to the fact that you can buy so much stuff online. So these retail stores, not just Bed Bath and Beyond, but other retail stores are struggling to make ends meet here as the internet continues to steal business. And you can actually see that here, and it says digital channels, so online retail, during this period with growth of 20%. So it's showing that their online sales are going up, but they're going to have to be able to pivot as a company and move towards an online more of an online platform potentially, rather than just being solely retail store based. And then he, goes on. Here's the comparative sales to last year being down about 5.5%, and then it goes on and on. But anyway, that is what led to this big decline. We saw that little bounce here around the $10 price point, and that was on Wednesday. After all of this information came out. So Wednesday morning, we saw a nice little rise, struggled to hold above 12. We poked above it by about 15 cents or so. And then today, we were pretty low on the volume coming off that big day yesterday. And what's important now is to see if we continue to hold these levels in the high 11s and start to push the envelope there around that $12 price point, which would show signs of upward movement. And to an upward target that I have in mind, or are we going to start to see these sellers, step in and move the price down back towards this $11 price point? I think that's what's really important. We look here at the 4-hour chart. We can kind of see that we're sitting right below this resistance around $12, and it dates back to last October. And we're sitting right below it. We couldn't break through it on Wednesday. We tried again. We were able to push up about 15 cents above 12. And our next price target would be right around here at $12.40. $12.45 is our next resistance that we're seeing here on the charts. And then you can maybe say that right in here, if you look back, we had a top right in here around 13, but more significantly, right in here around 13.35 could be a potential target level, and those would be pretty good gains right there. You'd be looking at about 13%, and then on the low end you'd be looking at about 5% from where we currently sit. But again, I want to see us kind of push. You can see here on the 9-day moving average, we are pushing up slightly, and we're holding in these high 11s, but I want to see that continue through the $12 price point. I think at that point, after showing the slow nature, I guess, of this move to push back up above 12 on Wednesday, I would like to see that occur either Friday or Monday, to really show signal that I want to buy this. Because when we look at the overall trend, now again, this wouldn't be a long-term hold, this would be a short-term hold, but let's look at the long-term here and see that Bed Bath & Beyond is really just deteriorating every week, it seems. So looking back at our highs around $80 a share in 2014, 2015, we're now trading at $12 a share. We're seeing the PPO roll over, the RSI is going down lower and lower. It just seems as if there's nothing really going right here. You can see on these moving averages, they were starting to stabilize here, and looking if we could have started this move back to the upside. But again, we are starting to decline. So overall, the long-term grand scheme of things, there's probably going to be more sellers that are looking to get out, these bag holders that maybe got stuck with the stock that are wanting to get out, which is going to provide a more of a struggle to the upside. So just, that is something to keep in mind. And that is mainly why I will not be trading this stock, but it is still good to look at and to look through the chart and see how it plays out. Personally, I think we're going to see more to the downside, and the risk reward for me just isn't there. To get up to, say, 1240, 1250 as being our first target level, that's only 4%, and to the downside, which could be a pretty quick move, is about 8%. So for me, the risk reward is not there. The overall trend is to the downward side. And I just don't necessarily want to put my money into this company to make a trade. Now, if you see it as otherwise, and you have a good plan in place that you think is safe for your risk tolerance, then go for it. Just wanted to state my opinion on it as I saw fit. There was a lot of people trading this stock after this news came out for a quick little pop. And you could have made money back on Wednesday if you were able to trade it right. I was not able to get in, but for those of you who are wanting to trade it, just make sure that you do your own due diligence before jumping in, so that you have the best chance possible to make some money. So hopefully this video was helpful and that you guys learned a little bit from it. So thank you for watching.